Wednesday, May 13th, and it is Crazy Hair Day today. So hopefully you figured that out as soon as you saw my crazy hair. And I'd love to see some pictures of your crazy hair. Maybe you can even wear crazy hair for our Zoom session later on this afternoon. So we're going to get started today on our reading. We're going to begin with our mentor read aloud introduction of our unit, which is still Forces and Motion. So we have forces, motion.
Topic 10. Forces and motion.
So just a quick review, we see a roller coaster here doing very fast motion, and today our shared reading is going to be about a roller coaster. So you can start thinking of what you might be learning about a roller coaster today. And of course, we see our boy swinging, the rocket, and the bicyclist, all of which are forces and motion. So again, our essential question for this unit has been, what makes things move? So we're going to take a look now at our big book for our reading. So you do not need your shared reading workbook right now. We're just going to be taking a look at the big book. So this is titled Riding a Roller Coaster. And down here we see illustrations. They are not real photos. So we know that this is not real. This is fiction, but it is actually a realistic fiction because we know that roller coasters are real. People can ride on them. And now we're going to hear what this is going to be about.
Riding a roller coaster. Eve and Dad are on the roller coaster. A bar snaps across their laps. They move slowly to the top of a hill. Then down and around they fly. They climb slowly up another hill. Down they zoom again. Once more around, and the ride is over. Eve wants to go again. But Dad says, once is enough for me.
Okay, so in riding a roller coaster, there is a lot of action going on during this reading. And we can emphasize that action by changing our voice. It's called inflectional voice or intonation. So we can change our voice to emphasize the movement of the roller coaster. So we're going to practice doing that. The first thing I'm going to do is underline some keywords. So it says a bar snaps. So when we read that word, we can emphasize snaps across the laps. They move slowly. So we can read that slower, slowly, slower than the other words. And then we have down and around, and then down again and zoom. And then it says, once is enough for me. So we will be emphasizing those things a little bit more when we do our shared reading in just a moment. So what I'm going to do is I am going to read this and I am going to exaggerate and dramatize the reading as I'm going through this. And then you can practice separate from me. So you can go back and do it again if you want. But first of all, just let me go ahead and model. Okay? Riding a roller coaster. Eve and Dad are on the roller coaster. The bar snaps across their laps. They move slowly to the top of a hill. Then down and around they fly. They climb slowly up another hill. And then down they zoom again. Once more around, and the ride is over. Eve wants to go again, but Dad says, once is enough for me. And I can't blame him. When we look at this picture here, the illustration, We see that the child, Eve, is having a great time because she has a huge smile on her face. But Dad, not so much. He looks a little frightened. Says, how can you describe the roller coaster's motion? So we can describe the motion by going up and down, and I didn't underline that. I'm going to do that now. Up and down and around and around. So we see the words up and down and around and around. So those would be words to describe the motion. Second question, how does a roller coaster speed change? How does the roller coaster speed change? Think for just a moment. Keep in mind, there is no motor, no engine on this roller coaster, no power. So how does the roller coaster speed change? The speed changes by the motion of the roller coaster. When the roller coaster is being pulled, there's no engine, but it's being pulled like by a chain up to the top of the hill. It's being pulled. Once the roller coaster gets to the top, then the chain lets go. And the momentum or the weight of the people on the ride and the roller coaster itself makes the roller coaster move, making it go faster. As the roller coaster comes up over the hill and starts to go down, the speed changes from slow to fast. That's why when a roller coaster is going down, it's going at its fastest speed. My last question, does the dad want to ride again? Why or why not? If you guessed no, that is correct. Why or why not? Because he says, once is enough for me. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean he didn't have fun, but maybe just one time is all he needs. Real quick before we go on to our shared reading, I want to just review story elements with you again. In all stories or readings that we do, there are usually, almost always, some kind of character, a setting, a problem, and an event. For instance, in this story, we know the characters are Eve and her dad. Those are the characters. The setting, where are they? They're on a roller coaster. We don't know where the roller coaster is. It could be a park. It could be an amusement park. It could be a carnival. We don't know. But we know that they are outside and they are on a roller coaster. The problem? Well, in this case, I would say there really isn't too much of a problem other than how to get the roller coaster to go. And the event is them riding the roller coaster. So that is the end of our reading with our big book. Now we're going to move on to our shared book, the red one. So if you can get your shared reading book and get your materials, yellow crayon, colored pencils, crayons, etc., anything you need, and have those ready. So you can pause while you get those things. All right, now we're going to go ahead and get ready to do our shared reading. Pick up your pencil, and we are going to circle the end marks and punctuation. So we see a period here, another period, one here, an exclamation point, another period, a comma, exclamation point, and then we also see, it's a little hard to see, I covered it up, quotation marks. So I want you to take a moment, make sure you have those things covered, taken care of, circled, etc. And then make sure that you oops,
and
are thinking about what they mean. So the period is stop, comma is pause, exclamation point is strong emotion. All right, so now that we have done that, done the circling, go ahead and put your pencils down, and we are going to practice reading. So right now I want you just to read it with me, and we are going to emphasize the end marks and the punctuation. And here we go. Oh, maybe we want to listen to the narrator first. Let's listen to the narrator first, and then we'll read it.
riding a roller coaster. Eve and Dad are on the roller coaster. A bar snaps across their laps. They move slowly to the top of a hill. Then down and around they fly. Down they zoom again. Eve wants to go again. But Dad says, once is enough for me.
Circle the word.
Whoops. Okay. All right. So now we're going to practice reading it together slowly and emphasizing the punctuation marks. So ready, begin. Riding a roller coaster. Eve and Dad are on the roller coaster. A bar snaps across their laps. They move slowly to the top of a hill. Then down and around they fly. Down they zoom again. Eve wants to go again, but Dad says, once is enough for me. Excellent. All right. So when we read, we can pay attention to words that describe what the characters do and how they move. So take a look now at the reading we just did. Do you see any words that describe movement? Think for just a moment. I see right here the word move. So I'm going to take my pencil, and it says they move how? Slowly. How do they move? Slowly. And is there any other words that describe movement? How about this last sentence right here? Do you see a word? If you found zoom, a lot of times when we describe something that's going quick, we use the word zoom. So we might say zoom, and we might even emphasize and say the word quickly. All right, go ahead now and get your yellow crayon, and I want you to start highlighting all the sight words. See what you can find on your own. Go all the way through. Yep, of, and. Okay. Is. And I believe that is it. Oh, and for. Oops, almost forgot for. Perfect. All right, friends. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 highlighted. So we're going to come down here and put 15. And then we also need to do this last thing here that says, oops, I can't seem to write 15, boys and girls. Sorry. My marker is just not working. It says circle the word that begins with Z. So we're going to go up and we know that that is zoom. We already talked about it and we underlined it. We just didn't circle it. So Z for zoom. And then over here, we're going to go ahead and write down those sight words. Oops, my lines are kind of funny. And See if you can beat me and write the words even faster than I am. Neatly, of course. Oops. Are on oh, I'm running out of room, I feel like. The and we have of. We are almost done. To, of course, go. Wow, there's a lot today. Is. And one more, for. We're going to write that down here. And that is our conclusion, friends. So if you want, you can just draw a picture here of maybe you on a roller coaster with a friend or a family member. Or you can just draw a roller coaster. The track along with a car on top of it. Okay? All right. And that concludes today's lesson, shared reading. And boys and girls, that is our last one for the year. No more shared reading. Your book should be empty. You can just keep it. And hopefully this has been a fun time when we do our shared reading. You've enjoyed doing it. I hope you'll be doing that next year when you are in first grade. And that concludes our reading for today and our last shared reading once more. I hope you enjoyed our crazy hair day and have a great and happy Wednesday. I will see you later during our Zoom lesson. Take care. Bye-bye.